told you they exist.
No.
But they live in other countries.
Yeah, right.
They've been banished.
My husband, Yuri.
Why?
My oldest son, Samuel, who's hiding in the corner.
Epa, Samuel.
And,
Wow, you're tall.
and Jared.
Hello.
And Jared, he's
Hi,
my second
Jared.
son.
What are ages now of the kids?
Samuel is 20 and it turned 20 on Friday. And Jared is 17 and Amanda's 12.
Yeah.
And Yuri's not telling. I'm
Good.
not telling.
Yeah.
Sarah, you are
Yeah, right.
Also not
36. Yeah?
Yes, I am.
Janelle's not. I'll tell you that.
Oh, you got me. She liked our conversation this morning of David French.
Jannelle is younger than I am, so.
Well, and now
You
Mike
can't
has
tell.
been in before, and you've seen Mike Gonzalez stop by the studio. We've had a number of different people stop by. So you listen and watch from Ecuador every day, and wake up your husband while he's trying to sleep.
Yes.
And so, again, you explained on the air, but why Northeast Ohio? Why would you watch this particular overtime and
I
not
don't know where
like
to stand.
the morning show in Equador? I'm assuming there's like a
Right.
morning.
Yeah,
talk
well,
show.
because I grew up listening to Bob Devine and all of the morning program and really all of WCRF back then with my family, and then moved to Ecuador. And when I could finally listen to something online again from home, I found WCRF. So that's what we listen to in the mornings, at least, when we're at home.
All right. Now, I have
One
heard Jannelle regularly corrects my Spanish.
Yes, she does.
And since it's not her primary language, she doesn't really have a first language. I'd like to have one of you correct her Spanish.
Oh.
What did she say that you're like, why do you say that in Spanish? That's wrong.
Oh, maybe nosotros decimos villa, no villa.
Yeah.
The double L.
Yeah.
It's different. Is the difference between double L and Y?
Yeah.
Is ya and ya.
So how do
Like
you?
my name is Y-U-R-I, Yuri. In Spanish, it's Yuri.
Yeah.
But here is sometimes that people say Yuri. It's some.
It's a little
Well,
different.
but what's correct though? I
There is
mean,
nothing
I-
correct.
the Peruvian way to
However
say the
we-
double
Whatever
L.
the guy want.
But how do you pronounce Villa? How do you pronounce it?
Villa, Villa.
So
Villa.
it's not a J.
Well, the thing is, I'm from the coast. It's another thing too. You're from the
Thank
mountain.
you.
They talk
Thank you.
different. Yeah.
What about, okay, so,
See
como
that?
te llamas
¿Cómo
or
te llamas?
como te
Como
llamas?
It's,
¿Cómo te
it's
llamas?
both. ¿Cómo te llamas o cómo te
Thank
llamas?
you. Oh,
He's a
you
guest.
got
He's trying to
check.
make you happy.
Check.
He's gonna get in the car and go, it's Yamas. It's Yamas. I don't know what she's doing. She's Dominican.
check.
Es la gallina and gallina.
Yeah.
It's like chicken, right?
Gallina.
Yeah,
Gallina.
Hen.
Gallina. Okay, yeah. It's a different.
I think the way you say it's better.
It's better.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. I want you to say that when you go to DR. So all the
No.
Dominican, exactly.
I just be quiet. I'm not gonna say anything when I'm there.
Yeah.
So, what do we got here? We got Nathaniel's here.
Hey Nathaniel, what's up, Mike? And we got some people hanging out on YouTube.
If you're just tuning in, this is Sarah and her lovely family. Sarah
Morning.
Del Alfaro,
Alfaro.
Yeah.
Alfaro,
Yeah.
who joins us regularly. You see her name pop up, so here she is here in studio. We'll have to make sure they get mugs,
Oh
Jannelle.
yes,
You're such a-
especially Amanda.
Oh, in fact, why don't you hand Sarah one and we'll get try to everybody else.
Here you
I was
go.
hoping for this.
Did you haven't got one yet?
No.
Yeah, we're
'Cause
probably
I've
not
never-
going to ship to Ecuador.
No, yeah, or call in.
For ministry. Hello.
We see 8 people on YouTube. What's up, y'all? Say hello. How was it when you first moved? You knew no Spanish?
So I took 2 years of high school Spanish,
Okay.
which
which in a Christian school I hated it. I didn't want it.
was it as useless as mine, where they taught you things that just were not helpful
Kind of.
in conversation?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that I am positive that our teacher tried to teach us useful things. He was a good teacher.
Yeah.
We had to vote whether we wanted German or Spanish. And the teacher taught both. He had minored in both German
Wow.
and Spanish and English. He was the English teacher as well. But he, we had to vote, and I was the only one that wanted German. And so we took Spanish, and I was really
good.
unhappy about that. And I said to him, why do I have to learn this? And he said, you might someday go to a Spanish-speaking country to live. And I said, I will only ever live in Acapulco or Cancun. And he reminds me of that when he can, because we're friends on Facebook. He says, do you remember that time when...
I bet he reminds you of that.
And so God has a really good sense of humor. So I didn't know hardly any Spanish when I moved.
But you fell in love with a Latino man.
I did. And I...
With my accent too.
With your accent too.
Maybe partially because of the accent.
Maybe.
Right. Good morning, Oris on YouTube. Suzette says good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Miss Anita says, how sweet to see the family. What's up, Sue? Tammy, Miss Theola. Tammy is here. Nathaniel. Mike.
No, sorry. What does Mike want to know?
Don't you feel like everyone at the station is immediately like family when you met them?
Yes.
No pressure. We're standing right here.
Yes.
I know,
It's
right?
family. Yes.
You know, we kind of skipped past the love story, though. Aren't you a little bit curious about how an average girl from Northeast Ohio, above average girl from Northeast Ohio,
super average. No,
falls
you were
in love
right,
with a Peruvian man?
So how did it happen?
Tell your version.
My version. We have different versions.
If you don't mind sharing. We love these things.
So we went to, he was in his master's degree at the seminary in Pennsylvania, where the school where we studied had, he was in the master's program, and I was in my first year just as a college student studying education, and we both worked in the kitchen at the school, and we were just friends for 2 years or so, and then just that friendship grew, and at the same time God was doing some things in my heart as far as missions and being interested to be in ministry and missions. I eventually had to admit to God that I was only willing to go into missions verbally, but not truly.
Huh.
And once I did that, then God started opening my heart to possibly truly going somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
then,
usually when he does stuff like that. You're
yes.
like, I'll only do missions verbally. Thank
I
you,
will
God.
only go to Acapulco or Cancun.
And he's like, I hope you like Ecuador.
Yes.
What's up, Team Jannelle?
That's
Somebody checking in.
so he meanwhile we were just as a friend, our friendship was growing, and we have a kind of an interesting love story in that we didn't date very much. We were just really, really, really close friends, and then
Somebody made the move or asked the other person out or had
Yeah.
defined the relationship?
yeah,
or...
kind of. But then from there it went really fast. We were engaged within like 2 months. So
Oh,
I
but you
just
had a
went-
solid friendship.
yeah. And then he had to go back to Peru. He had graduated and he was done, and I had 2 more years of school. So he went back to Peru, and we had basically a long distance relationship for
That's
2
hard.
years, pre-internet.
Right.
Yeah,
You're writing letters.
everything in letters and phone calls, very expensive phone calls.
So when did you know, okay, this is the one, like, we're getting married?
Well, we
you said
decided
you got,
that.
you
Yeah,
got
we
engaged
were
2 months.
engaged
We decided.
before he left.
Okay.
But our intention was always for him to come back to the States and get married and live here for a while.
Okay.
And then when he went to renew his visa, the lady said, no, I don't think so. And she canceled the time he had left. It was like, no, you're not going back. And so we got married in Peru.
Mm-hmm.
And then by that time, like I said, he had lived in Ecuador before he went to the States. Before he went to the States, he had lived in Ecuador, and his heart was to go back to Ecuador. So we did. We did. And the church was ready to call a full-time pastor at that time, so they asked him to come back. He had helped to plant the church, and they asked him to come back. And that's where we've been ever since.
So what part of the love story would you change?
Well, I think it's good. And she's better than me in counting the stuff. I am very general, like every man. I like how she talks, like, because she's very specific things. She said many good things about that.
You know why
She left out the part, though, where she just couldn't resist you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the very nice thing about our relationship is she decided for my goal. And in some way, she said, I go and follow you because I know I will like it. I can see you wanna ministry stuff. Entonces she said, okay. Entonces I invited her. She said, okay, let's go together. Was
Wow.
hard, was tough for her because
I
she
bet
learned
that's
many. Everything was new for her. She left everything here. For me, was in some ways it was easier to go to Ecuador because the language is the same. The food is kind of, but for her was different. She left them families, friends, food, culture, everything.
Well, and you know, we often paint that picture, right? Like if you talk to you guys now, it's like going to the mission field is wonderful. It's easy.
Yeah.
Talk about your first year in Ecuador, Sarah.
Honestly, Brian, my first year was way easier than my second year.
Okay,
And it
tell
was
us
so
about your second
new. It was so new, and everything was exciting and beautiful.
Like a honeymoon
and
time.
really, it was just
Interesting.
you know, we lived in an apartment not much bigger than this studio. It was just like, oh, everything is so wonderful and new, and Cuenca is a really beautiful city, and so everything was just fantastic. But then once I started learning Spanish and started like offending people because I said things wrong and mixing up and doing things counterculture because I didn't know any better, and then having those cultural clashes with people sometimes. And then, of course, as a couple, we were kind of getting past the honeymoon stage as well.
Yeah,
and
that first year is hard, but it's not until the first year's over you realize how hard it was. Yeah.
And then simultaneously, in the larger ministry environment that we were in with the people we worked with, there was a humongous conflict that just brought tons of conflict into our marriage. Not necessarily because of us, but because of everything that was happening around. And then it got really hard.
Was it lonely?
Sometimes. I actually sometimes think that I was less lonely pre-Facebook, pre-constant connection. And now that we're constantly connected, it's like I see everything. Sometimes I'll say to my parents, you know, be careful, the road is blocked here, and they'll be like, we didn't even know it because I can see it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I miss some, you know, things that I wouldn't even know about.
What are some examples of the cultural shock that you had? Or
So, in English, you say you. Everything is you.
okay.
You. If I'm addressing the president, it's you.
Yeah.
If I'm addressing you guys, it's you. It's. But in Spanish, it's, you know this.
Yeah.
Tú y usted. And in Cuenca, it's usted. Usted.
For everybody.
Usted.
Which is a sign of respect, right? So
It
it's
is a sign of
disrespectful to say two?
Unless you're in a very close relationship, yeah. So, and in Peru, everything is tú. And so it's normal for him to just be like that, but then people are like, hey, respect, you know.
Wow.
And so for me, it was hard to get my mind around. Just you have to use the right words. You have to conjugate them the right way, and you have to. And it was hard. I did not speak a lot my first year because I was busy processing it all in my head.
Yeah.
And learning it, and then when I could kind of do it right, I started. And my husband's very different. He says, just talk and laugh. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So,
But she speaks very good. She get the accent, the Cuencano
Oh,
accent.
sí.
And the very funny things about her and the kids, example, the kids can speak Spanish too, and they can speak English too, obviously. But it's very funny because they can speak their English
Their
like
English
with
sounds
the
a little-
accent.
the singing, Cuencanos sing. Their Spanish is very lilted and singing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people say, oh, your kids speak English like they're singing it rather than just
wow.
speaking
Yeah.
it.
Figure that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So culturally, what was it? It was, I was sick a lot. The food, I had to learn how to eat in a very high altitude. I was sick a lot the first year and a half.
Some people are going, what?
Yeah.
You eat differently in high altitude?
Because you digest differently at a high altitude. And so we eat our main meal early in the noon, in the afternoon. And I was doing the American way. We were eating a big supper at 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then I was just sick a lot because I wasn't digesting properly. So I had to learn to do it the Ecuadorian way.
So it's a big lunch and a light dinner?
Yeah. Yep. Which is kind of nice because then it's done and over with. And
Yeah.
You have the rest of the day in front of you.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So those were the things that I think culturally.
The weather.
The weather's beautiful
snow.
usually. No snow.
Yep.
No.
I like that. She likes that too. But she's never happy with the weather. She's only happy when she's in DR.
Well,
Yeah.
DR has beautiful weather.
Oh,
I can't
yes.
say I blame you.
Yeah.
They're spoiled there.
Yeah.
So special thanks to Sarah and her lovely
Oh
family.
yeah, it was super
No,
fun.
Especially the
you
ones on
guys.
Team Brian. Thank
So,
you very
We
much.
wanted to say thank you. You guys got us through, seriously got us through the lockdown and pandemic in Ecuador, because we were truly locked down. And we would tune in, and Amanda would listen to you, and she would just laugh and laugh at Brian. She'd, he's so
Aw.
funny, Mommy. He's so funny.
Oh,
and
gosh,
then
please.
I would say, don't say that, Amanda.
Did you catch
And
that, Jannelle?
Oh,
I am
okay.
officially undeclared. I am a team both, because I just enjoy both of you guys. But
It's a nice mix. You got crazy on one side and calm on the other.
Yeah! Wow! Did y'all
Jannelle,
hear
can you
that?
believe
It's the
it?
first time
You're
anyone's
cold.
ever called you calm.
Let's gonna be like, what?
It shows you how crazy I am.
That's cool.
So, yeah. So we wanted to say thank you, and that was why I said to Amanda, let's go visit them and say thank you, because
Aww.
truly you guys helped us. And the show, all the people that write in on Facebook Live have become familiar to me, and it's just neat to see. And even the people that, you know, the listeners have helped me and us get through a lot of some hard days.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we
Truly
wanted
our
to come and
pleasure.
say thank you.
Thanks for coming in
Yeah,
and
thank
making
you.
us
Very
part of,
much.
your,
Thank you too.
part of your time. A lot of people also commenting. They're enjoying this. You should go back and comment on the video for folks so they.
I'll do that. I will
Yeah.
go back and watch
Suzette
that.
says, thanks for sharing your family amazing life with us this morning. Your family life, amazing life. What is Jannelle doing? Miss Theola says, beautiful, beautiful family. And she's Suzette's encouraged by you. Carlton says, good morning. And Aunt Twee says, you know we don't say aunt, but I say it for her. Aunt Twee says, what a sweet love story.
What would you
Have a-
call her again?
Auntie. This aunt, like auntie, and you guys say aunt.
Sometimes aunt, but aunt.
Yeah,
Aunt
it's
Tweet,
auntie,
yeah.
like Auntie Lisa.
I thought her
Sue
name was
is
Antwi
here.
for the longest time.
Oh,
I kept looking
my
for
gosh.
Antwi. Where is Antwi?
I wasn't enunciating well.
Sue says this family is precious.
Oh,
Amen.
there you go. Even the quiet ones.
You guys.
Yeah. Thank you guys. You guys have anything you want to say before we go?
Just say hi, somebody.
No?
Some
No.
friends? You have
Yeah,
some friends to say hi?
No?
You
Okay.
said it here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've been in college for 2 years now.
Where do you go?
It's Clark Summit University
Okay.
near Scranton.
Oh,
6
sure.
hours from here.
Okay.
Well, what used to be BBC back in the day. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's my 3rd year. I'm going into my 3rd year.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
stay? Are you going back?
For now, I think that I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay.
Wow.
That's my decision.
Why?
Quite honestly, I mean,
What are you gonna do to your mother? I'm teasing.
give her a
But-
hard time.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but you said quite honestly.
Quite honestly, I think that right here, I've met so many people. I mean, I definitely miss back home. I miss the people, but I've also too met a lot of great people here. And
Yeah.
other than that, there's so many opportunities here compared to back home.
Yeah.
And so for now, I think that that's what God wants me to do, and just learn. And if there's something else later in life, I mean, there's something else later in life. But for now, I think I'm staying. So yeah, going into my junior year of college.
What are you studying?
I'm studying sport management
Oh, wow.
major and a coaching minor, and so yeah,
That's
yeah,
good
that's
for
what
you.
I'm going for school.
Just remember, call your mother regularly.
Well,
Right.
she's
What was
listening
that?
to
Did you
the
repeat
show
that?
all the time.
Yeah, she's listening to the show. I can't get
She's on
it
the
in.
show all the time, so I call her and she's like, "I'm busy right now."
When I went to college before social media and all that, my parents literally got an 800 number so I could call toll free and have no excuse.
I think my parents got one at the very end of that came
Did
out
they?
like at the end of my senior year maybe. But yeah, same thing.
And I had no excuse anymore. And then get a spare bedroom in your apartment so that your parents have a place to stay for free.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, definitely, please.
Well, you're already saying.
It's already.
Or your siblings, when they get old enough to travel alone, they can come
Oh
stay
yeah.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other lessons you'd like to teach him
No.
about life?
No.
That covers it?
Yeah.